Let's start by prepping the canvas using acrylic gesso applied with a palette knife instead of a brush. Why? A palette knife creates a smoother surface so that your oil paint glides on easily. This foundation gives you more control when blending colors, especially important when painting soft skies, water reflections, and subtle details. I've already coated this canvas with gesso. Now it's time to remove the excess for a smooth surface. Hold your knife on an angle like I'm doing here and glide it over the canvas. When done, let it dry and lightly sand if necessary, and you're ready to go. Next, we'll sketch and cut out a simple horse head, creating a custom template. This is a helpful way for beginner artists to get accurate proportions and placements without freehand drawing on the canvas. This step-by-step method makes the painting process easier and less intimidating, especially when working with a detailed subject. See how easy that was? See, this is why I like using a template, because I can move the template around on the canvas now to get it centered just the way I want it. Just makes things a little bit easier. Now I just got to make sure I don't move that template. Just using some paint to just go around it real quick. I'm not worried too much about accuracy because things are going to change, still change, because it's just a rough sketch of what he is going to look like. Just a rough sketch of his shape. Now I'm just coloring in the background, putting paint on the canvas. I want the canvas to be on the dark side because this is going to be a white horse. So I want him to pop. Now again, I'm not too worried too much about the outline of the horse because this template was smaller than what he's going to actually look like. I always do that. This gives me room to expand the horse. It's easier to expand it than it is to shrink it down. So I am painting on the inside of the lines, and the horse is looking smaller here. He's not looking at the proper shapes and sizes and stuff because I'm not too worried about it right now. I'll do that as I start adding detail to the horse. But I'm trying to get a visual on him right now of what he's going to look like. Again, it's easier to open up that white space than it is to try to reduce it later on. So even his horse head is narrower than what it's going to be. I'll open that up. He'll be fatter, and his neck will be shorter, and his body will be shaped different. But this just gives me an idea. I'm just looking at this and trying to get an idea of what I'm going to do. What I'm doing now is just covering the white canvas with white paint. That's all I'm doing. And at the same time, I'm trying to get some kind of shape of this horse. I keep looking at my reference image there as a guide. Now, you don't have to know how to draw. All I'm doing here is just moving paint around. Just adding and subtracting paint. That's all I'm doing. You don't have to worry about making mistakes because you can always fix it. See, I'm making the horse head bigger. Going outside those lines that I was talking about. It's easier to expand them than it is to reduce them. And as you keep doing this, you're going to start to see something happening. You're going to start seeing what you're going for. Just adding and subtracting. Just moving paint around. That's all I'm doing. Now we're just looking for a silhouette of this horse. A white silhouette. Now, like I was talking about, expanding him. Here I am trying to reduce him down. I'm taking that background and making his neck smaller. See, luckily that background's not finished. If that was a finished background, this would be really hard to do. But I'm still working on the background so I can do this. But that's where I'm talking about, where it's easier to expand them than it is to try to reduce them. But with this wet background, I can do that. Well, now he's starting to look like a horse. All we're doing, again, is still moving the paint around. And now once we start doing the detail work, it's the same process. So this is something that you can do. You don't need to know how to draw. We're just going to be pushing paint around until we get it right. Well, let's put an eye in. Let's try to get an idea where to put this eye. If we don't like it, it's not a problem. We just move it around. We'll just change it. Because everything's still wet. We still have a wet canvas here. Now, I'm not using a lot of paint. I'm just pushing paint around that's already on the canvas, basically. What I do is I still keep my brush that I'm using with oil. I keep dipping it in oil and picking up just a little bit of paint to keep it wet. So all I'm doing, but I'm not really adding paint to the canvas. I'm just moving things around. Just trying to see what it looks like. If I don't like something, I just change it. Or move it. That's all. It's very simple. It's like the nose. I can still make the nose bigger or longer if I wanted to. But I start putting these details in and I can start seeing things happen, and then I know what to do. All right, we're going to start working on the eye because the eye is the most important part. Everything else is focused off the eye. So once we get the eye situated right and looking right, we can start going from there. So we want to make sure we got the eye right. The size of the eye, positioning of the eye, and then we can start going from there. Because once you get the size and everything else right, then you can go working on the cheeks and the nose. And so I like the positioning there. That looks good. Now I'm going to put the nostril down here so I can get an idea on whether that's right or wrong. And that mouth is not right. I'm putting lipstick on. But that's okay. That's what we do. We do that, and then we start making our changes. I'm going to work on that cheek. So we got the eye, and we're going to work on the cheek now. And that'll tell me what to do with the nose and the mouth. Because I might want to extend it and widen it. All right, I know that mouth is too small. So I'm going to make it longer. See, I'm making it bigger, longer. Now I do everything in small steps. Do a little at a time. Check it out. Play around. Come back. Do it again. You don't make major moves. Just go slow. Gradually do things. Change things. All right, that's looking good. And I can even make the jaw, the lower jaw, a little lower. But I'll leave that for now and look at it and see what happens. See, that's looking pretty good with that lower jaw. The lip can go a little lower. That's looking good. All right, now I'm using a smaller brush. I'm starting to concentrate on the finer details now. Not using that big brush. I want to bring that jaw down a little bit. And luckily everything is still wet. That background's still wet. The horse is still wet, the paint. So if I drop the jaw too low, I can still use that dark background paint to erase the mistake. Well, we don't call them mistakes. We call them little errors. So we'll just correct it. That's all I'm doing is still moving just paint around. If it looks good, I leave it. If I don't like it, I'll take it out. Because as you do this kind of stuff, you start seeing things happening. It either goes in a good direction or it goes in a bad direction. But I'm making small moves as I do this. I'm not taking, I'm not just like taking large swats of paint and just slapping it on. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing now, especially like on the ear. This is still not the main detail. I'm still just moving paint around, shaping things. Detail will come later. Now these brush strokes have a tendency to give you an illusion too, deceive you. So I'm trying to eliminate some of these brush lines. See, I'm using that background color to reshape that lower jaw. I didn't like that, so I'm using that black to reshape it. If it was a finished background, I wouldn't be able to do that. But still, again, just moving the paint around. Now I'm working on the whole horse. I'm not just like working on one little spot. I'm working on the whole horse at one time. Because one little change here at the jaw might change something up there by the ears or the jaw. It was too much paint there, so I used my finger to wipe it off. It's starting to get a little muddy because there's getting too much paint on there. I'm going to have to slow down, basically stop and let it dry. But I can still finish up some of the stuff that I want to get done. So using that background color to shrink the jaw. Putting in some more shadows. That helps shape that jaw. And the ear there. This helps me see things. If I don't like something, I'll just change it. See, I'm just adding that light to reshape that ear. Just keep adding and subtracting. You can do it. Just take your time. Now I'm trying to get rid of all these brush lines. I want everything to be like one thing. These brush lines here on the nose make the nose look long and narrow. So by eliminating those brush lines, I can start seeing what's really going on here. Because that's an illusion. You want to get rid of that. Because then you can't see what's going on. See, the nose doesn't look as long and narrow as it did before. Fix that lower jaw, still bothering me. Put more shadow down there. That camera work is jumping all over the place. here's what we have right now. We're going to let this dry now for a few days, and then we'll come back to it. Now I use this little brush here for this detail work, and what I do is I put very little paint on that brush, and I just touch the canvas with the paint, and then I start to basically dry brush it into the area that I'm working. So there's not a lot of paint on the canvas. I'm just moving paint around still. That's all I'm doing is moving paint, but with a smaller brush now. Now I'll go back and forth between the white and the dark. I'll, blend the dark into the white, and then I might go into the white and blend that into the dark. I just keep going back and forth. But you got to keep drying off cleaning off that brush. Like I keep, every time I touch the canvas, I go down off the screen there. You can't see it, but I have a paper towel there, and I keep wiping off the tip. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with a lot of mud. I'm basically like, I put a little bit of paint on, and I use the brush to move it around, and then doing that takes off paint. So I'm adding paint and I'm removing paint. So I basically have like a dry brush. I'm just like blending everything. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just using the tip of the brush. I'm not using the whole, all the bristles. I'm just using the tips of the bristles. That's it. And everything's dry, really. And you just keep doing it until you get it the way you want it. Then you step back and you look at it, and you might say, ooh, I don't like that. So you make changes, or I want to do this and I want to do that. So you always have to keep stepping back and look at your work, because it looks different than when you're real close to it looking at it. So always step back like, 4 or 5 feet and look at it and see what you want to do. You just keep adding and subtracting paint. That's all I'm doing. Using very little paint. Very little. See, that's me going back. I keep going back looking at the at my painting from like 5 or 6 feet away. And that shows me what I want to do. Because it's hard to tell sometimes when it's like right in your face. Keep moving that brush all over the place in different directions. It's not just like one direction. Go up and down, back and forth, whatever. But the brush is still dry. It's easier to put a little on and go slow than it is to put one big blob on and go, oops. See, I'm working on the eye. Now, after working on the eye, I realized I want to make that nostril a little bit bigger. So I go back and forth. I'll go between the nose, the mouth, the eye, the ears. I kind of look at the whole painting as one. Sometimes you work on the eye and it might change everything else. Or vice versa. So it's not a problem making changes. That's it, just pushing paint around, that's all I'm doing. That's something you can do. Add a little, take a little away, that's all. Just lowering his upper lip there, covering up his bottom lip. Just a little bit. Now it's time to work on his ears. See, just added some white paint. Now I'm blending it. It's not a lot of paint. That's a dry brush I'm using, basically. Remember, you got to keep cleaning off the tip of that brush. Very important. I'll do something, I might not like it, and I'll just change it. It's easy to make changes. Now it's time to work on that background. Finish that up. I want it nice and dark. And have some browns in there and some greens in there too. Add some highlights, different hues. I still have his mane I have to put on, but I'm going to have to let this dry because the mane's going to go up into the background there, and I don't want the background being wet when I do that. So I just have to wait a few days before I do the mane. A few more shadows on his body and a few hairs on his, eyelashes and stuff, and we're almost done. Not much more to do. One thing you'll notice is when your canvas starts to dry out, your paints will start, you might have dull spots like this. And the paint's dry, but you have dull spots. One thing you can do is use your medium that you used, like I used walnut oil. Put a thin coat of walnut oil over the canvas, let it dry, wipe it down with a paper towel, and you'll have nice rich colors again, no dull spots. Then you can varnish it, and you're done. I appreciate you tuning in. If you'd like to discover more about this art piece, please visit Salty Air Artistry's website. Thanks once again for tuning in. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe because it helps me create more painting content for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.